Today we're talking turkey. I'm going to show you how to take the stress out of the kitchen and cook your turkey outside on your barbecue. So Christmas dinner this year, I'm sure is going to be a little bit different to what we're all used to due to the current circumstances, but no doubt it's going to be no less stressful. So I want to show you how to take some of that stress out of the kitchen into the garden, and I'm going to show you how to cook your turkey on your barbecue. Often you hear people say, I'm not a big fan of turkey, it's pretty dry. Now, it doesn't have to be dry. I appreciate why it can end up dry because a lot of people will overcook their turkeys. Obviously, let's face it, we don't want to poison any family members on Christmas Day, do we? So we're better off cooking it over than under, which is true. You're not going to poison anybody that way, but you're not going to win any fans of your turkey either. So I've teamed up with Thermapen on their Juicy Bird campaign to show you how to cook the perfect turkey that's going to remain juicy, tender, moist, and damn delicious. So there really is no big secret to creating the perfect juicy bird. You want to cook this to temperature, not to time. Recommended temperature for cooked turkey is 73 degrees. So I'm going to be using one of these, which is an instant read thermometer, which enables us to check throughout the cook or towards the end of the cook what the temperature is in various parts over the turkey. But I'm also going to be using this little thing here, which is a Thermapen Dot. Now this is something that you will leave in your turkey, so you put this probe into the thickest part of the breast, put it in the oven or on your barbecue or however you're cooking it, and this will tell you the internal temperature throughout the cook. How handy is that? So once this reaches 73 degrees in the thickest part of the breast, we can then open up that oven door, open up that barbecue, take our instant read thermometer, just check it in a few other places just to make sure it's safe to eat, and then at 73 degrees we can remove this, we can rest it, and be safe in the knowledge that we are going to be serving up one damn juicy, tasty bird. So why would you want to cook your turkey outside on a barbecue on Christmas Day when it's freezing cold and you can be nice and cosy inside? Well, one, you get to have one of these while you're outside. It's hectic inside, it's stressful. There's kids running around, the ovens are on, it's hot, it's steam everywhere. We're outside just tending to the barbecue, making sure the turkey is cooking nicely, making sure the temperature is remaining where we want it, and making sure we're well lubricated. But also, turkey is big, takes up a lot of real estate in your oven. Take it into your barbecue outside, frees up all that oven space for your potatoes, for your veggies, for your stuffing, for your Yorkshires. So I'm going to show you how we prepare this turkey. I'm going to show you how we cook it on the barbecue outdoors. Let's crack on. So this isn't your average turkey, first and foremost. This is a beautiful free-range turkey from Herb-Fed Poultry. It's a whopping 9.5 kilos. So this isn't going to go in your standard small barbecue. Most turkeys will, and if you're going to cook it in, let's say, a kettle style barbecue, you would put the turkey into the middle, you'd have your charcoal either side, and then you dial in your temperature to about 200 degrees Celsius, and you cook the turkey that way. Don't worry about adding any wood or anything. A lot of family members might not appreciate a bit of smoke on the turkey, so just charcoal, and as long as you've got a good clean airflow, just keep an eye on the temperature, and your barbecue, like I said, will act as an oven. Now, this is 9.5 kilos. I've brought in the Kamado Joe, Big Joe for the job. It's going to be perfect for this cook. But first, I want to show you how we're going to prepare this. And it's very simple. So all I've done with this is what's called a dry brine. And that's just salting it overnight or for 24 hours, which I've done here. And you just sprinkle some salt over the skin, just as you would if you're seasoning it. If you're going to sprinkle salt on there before cooking, sprinkle it over the skin, over the legs, over all of it, and then just leave it uncovered in your fridge overnight or for 24 hours. And what will happen is the salt will draw the moisture away from the turkey and out of the turkey, but then after a certain period of time, it is then absorbed back in, the moisture with the salt, so it locks in flavour and it locks in juiciness. So that's step number one on our journey to make a juicy bird. Now, I'm fairly traditional when it comes to turkey. I don't think it needs loads of flavours all over it. We've already got some salt on there. We're going to get some pepper on there, but because the skin's dry, we want something for the pepper to adhere to. So you can either use a thin layer of oil. I'm going to use this canola cooking spray, or you can use some soft butter, melted butter with the pepper already in, and just smear that all over the bird. But I'm just going to spray it with this. We're going to get some pepper on there. We're going to take these giblets out of here, stick them in the pan, and then we're going to go over to the barbecue and show you how we're set up. Okay, so that's the turkey prepared. Like I said, the skin was nice and dry anyway. The salt is already in there from the dry brine. A little bit of oil, pepper, that is it. So now we're going to pop some veggies and some giblets into a pan that's going to sit under there, taking all those juices on, ready for some gravy. So for this, just use, I've got 3 old carrots from the fridge that need using up, so we're just going to chop them up roughly and chuck them in. We've got the giblets here into the pan. Then we've got a couple of onions, and again, just going to roughly chop these and pop these into the pan. All of this, we're going to discard it afterwards, but it's all going to add to the flavour for that turkey gravy towards the end. You can leave the skins on, doesn't matter. I've got half a bulb of garlic here. It's been open a little while again. I mean, you don't have to use all your fresh stuff. If you've got stuff nearing the end of its life, just chuck it in. It's all just going to flavour the gravy. So we're just going to smash these bulbs a bit and chuck them in. And then lastly, we've got some sage from the garden. So we're just going to chuck some of that in. We've got some rosemary, a couple of rosemary sprigs. So again, just chuck it in. And we've got some thyme here that's had better days, but it's still going to flavour our gravy. So again, just chuck that in. Take our pan, let's get some oil in there. And all we're going to do for the minute is we're going to pop this underneath the turkey without any stock in there for about the first half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, just to start kind of gently roasting this. And then we're going to add some stock in to make sure that our juices don't dry up. We're going to add some stock in about an hour into the cook until it's done. And then we're going to strain that and use that for our gravy, bit of corn flour, bit of seasoning. So there's some oil. Just get in there with your hands, give it a mix. And that's us done. So let's head over to the Kamado Joe, Big Joe, show you how we set up, show you the temperature we're going to cook at, get our Thermapen Dot into the turkey and start cooking. So we've got our Kamado Joe, Big Joe on duty for this because we've got a behemoth of a turkey. So we're running at about 200 Celsius, so it's about 400 Fahrenheit. We've got nice clean smoke coming out of there. Like I said, we're only using charcoal for this because we don't want to risk anybody in the family saying that the turkey tastes too smoky. Now, in here, we've got the heat deflectors in place. The fire's under the heat deflectors. We're going to put this tin here that's got all our goodies in there. For our stock, it's going to sit on that accessory rack there. And then the turkey is going to sit on the grates above that, dripping into that. And then, like I said, after about an hour, we're going to get some stock in there. And that's going to end up being our gravy in a few hours' time. So let's get the grates in. Let's get the turkey on. Let's get our Thermapen Dot into place. And let's start cooking. So that's it, the turkey is in. The Thermapen Dot is going to keep an eye on the temperature for us. While we're out here, it's nice and peace and quiet. We've avoided the stress of what's going on inside there. You may as well have a couple of these, haven't you? Cheers. The turkey has been in for an hour now. I can hear it sizzling into the pan below. That means the fat is dripping down onto those veggies, but we don't want the veggies to burn. We don't want it to dry out. So now we're going to put about 1.5 litres of chicken stock in there. That's just going to make sure it remains nice and moist in there. Nothing burns, nothing goes acrid, and that's going to make for some cracking turkey gravy later, I can tell you that. So let's stick the stock in, and we're going to pop the lid back down, and we're not going to touch it again until our Thermapen Dot starts beeping and tells us it's 73 degrees, it tells us it's good to eat, tells us it's going to be a nice juicy bird. I cannot wait. So let's get that stock in. Happy days. So that's heating up nicely. We're just going to pour in the corn flour slurry that we've made, and we're just going to keep stirring that now until it thickens. If it doesn't thicken, you can always add a little bit more corn flour and just make it to the consistency that you want. But remember, this is stock that's been taking on all those lovely turkey juices that have been dripping down, along with the carrots, the onions, the herbs, the garlic. This is the gravy you want on your table at Christmas. So we're just going to let that simmer away. Like I said, get it to the consistency that you want. Add more corn flour if you need, but that's our gravy. And here is our turkey. Beautiful golden colour all over. It's cooked in 3 hours. Now we rest for half an hour. See how stress-free that was. The potatoes and everything else is cooking inside in the oven. Our turkey is looking absolutely beautiful. We're going to let it rest, and then we're going to slice in and see exactly how we've done. Okay, so the wait is over. We are done. This cooked in 3 hours. We've let it rest for half an hour. The smell's incredible. We've made the gravy. The gravy tastes amazing, honestly. I can drink the gravy. Even if you don't follow my turkey recipe on Cook It on the Barbecue, do yourself a favour and make that gravy. It is amazing. So anyway, we've cooked this to temperature, not to time, as I always recommend. We've used the Thermapen Dot, which has kept an eye on the temperature throughout the cook, and then we've used the Thermapen Pro instant read thermometer just to double check, because sometimes you might not have the optimum pro position with the dot. And now we've rested, and here we are. So I'm going to carve this now. Now I like to take the legs off, take the breasts off, and then carve across the breast. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Carving a turkey isn't one of my areas of expertise, but here we are. So let's slice into this breast and see exactly how we've done. You can hear we've got a nice crispy skin on there. So let's just slice through this breast all the way. I can hear it squelching, so we know it's juicy. Let's just grab a slice out of there and take a look. Oh yes. Juicy as you like. It's hot, but this is juicy as you like. That is one juicy bird. And like I said, we took the stress out of the kitchen, cooked it outside on the barbecue to perfection, to 73 degrees. It's come out, it's got a lovely golden skin. We've got nice juicy turkey breast there. Just gonna pull that apart, bit of the skin, and have a taste. Oh, so simple, just a salt brine, so it's got the saltiness, just the pepper, and that's all it is needed, and that tastes absolutely glorious. Anybody that says they don't like turkey, cook them turkey this way, and I guarantee you'll change their mind. I've changed many people's minds. There's been a few people where I've cooked turkey on the barbecue for Christmas dinner and they said they don't like turkey. And turkey always gets finished off. It always goes down a treat. So please give this a try. Make this Christmas a juicy bird Christmas. I've been the Smoking Elk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.